Wow.
Wow, this is some really deep stuff.
I don't know what just happened, but something happened inside of me. Something snapped, something.
I wasn't expecting that either.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's beautiful.
Monster is like really small, but it had to become that to stop me.
And then the hurt child became present when you mentioned it.
And I didn't realize this until now.
There were things that I didn't remember until now.
Funny, I haven't seen that before.
It feels like I'm the monster. I'm kind of seeing images of things, of a world where they can exist. This clarity brings all kinds of answers.
It's clear. She hugged me and then went back to her place, I guess, in my heart. Oh, it wants to come out. It wants to bippity boppity boop Cinderella me. She's melted into my chest. It's ooey gooey.
All week been finishing things, cleaning up more, started eating vegetables again last week. And it kind of just started happening. It's almost like I just finished going through a meditation session.
I feel light. When you hit that first joint, in the morning, and
I actually feel a lot more awake.
Right. So I'm trying to be more intentional about following up on anything that I think we talk about, following up on different, calls.
Okay.
But I also want you to go wherever you want to go. So kind of trying to figure out how to do that. I'm not really sure. But we did talk last time about a protector that's got his hands full and is critical, and his what his hands are full with is kind of room full of babies. That's how you described it.
Yeah.
So do you have any more contact with any of those parts or any insight around any of that?
Any insight? Yeah, I've been struggling again with the chickens, and as soon as I say, okay, I'm going to check in with this part, then my mind just starts to wander and tell me, or I guess there's a part, I should say, that is oh, but what about this thing that you need to do? Or I think I've shared about this before, but or what about this other person's problems? Or just all this random stuff that comes in my mind, and I really have a hard time. And I'll try to redirect, and it's just come back, and it seems like kind of the same thing where I'm really struggling with that.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just thinking of lots of different ways to take this. One is, to talk about that struggle and check-ins. Another is to maybe try to pick up where we left off and say okay, let's aim for one of those parts that we already talked about. Or again, we could do none of that, and maybe you just talk about whatever you want to talk about. We can go anywhere you want. So I feel like I've done my duty of kind of calling back to that stuff, and I'll leave it up to you where we go with that.
Yeah. And I think that's a good way to do it, is to present it but still leave it open. I like the second one, maybe picking up where we left off.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to think trying to recall more about those parts.
I remember, the manager who wants me to, the Italian guy who wants me to just always stay busy.
Yeah. Is that the same part, or is that part involved in not doing check-ins, for example? Like, is that kind of the same feeling?
It does. It definitely feels similar. I'm not sure if it's the same or not, but it does feel similar. It feels like, let me think. Because that part is like, oh, we don't have time for that. We're
Right.
too busy.
Yeah, that might have even been kind of why you were bringing it up in our last conversation. Now that I think about it.
The check-ins?
Yeah, that might have been why it was showing up. So sorry if that was a loaded question.
No, it seems like too, though, maybe there's another part that's like a worrying part. Maybe feels a little different, that is just worried about all the problems of the world. And but we need to fix this problem, what about this?
Yeah. Well, it would be good to check in with any part that has concerns about doing that work, I think. So if it's all right with you, I would try to learn more about that part and what its concerns are.
Okay.
And I'm sorry if I skipped any steps, but that would entail, of course, making contact with it first, whether that's through the body or inviting it.
Yeah. A woman came to mind that I went to school with, 20 years ago or so, who was just kind of always frazzled, and almost like starting to do one thing and like, oh, I need to do this thing. And oh, no, I need to do this thing. And just kind of like can't really focus because there's too many things to do. And yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you could Just try to tune into that part. Maybe see where you're noticing it in or around your body.
Notice it in my neck and shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And like the left side of my jaw.
Okay. We want to learn anything about this part that it wants to tell us, whether that's about check-ins or just its situation, anything it wants you to know.
She feels overwhelmed, like it's her job to fix all the problems in the world, and that there's so much to do. She doesn't know where to start or where to go. She's like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah. And how do you feel towards her as you learn more about her?
I feel compassionate.
Mm-hmm. Great. Just try to show her some of that compassion, understanding. Is she aware of your presence?
Yeah.
And what about your age or the current year? Is she up to date?
Let me see. Yeah, she thought it was like 2000 and thought I was like 15.
Hmm.
I told her.
How does she react to that?
The year she just kind of felt more overwhelmed, like, oh my God, there's so much I haven't done. Now I have more to do. And then at the age, she felt kind of a little bit relieved. Like, oh, you're older.
Yeah. And can you learn more about the concern, the fear that she might have, ask her what's, especially maybe considering this age 15, what's the concern there?
The concern about
The concern that
if
might
I
have
was
come
15.
up. Yeah, basically.
Okay. Um, that I was a kid, that I would be a kid and I couldn't help her.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just wondering if there's more she'd like to show you about that kind of nature of the job that she's doing.
So she's saying that, there's all these problems in the world, and if she doesn't fix it, nobody will. And I asked, well, what will happen if she doesn't fix them?
Mm-hmm.
And she said, well, we just have to stay busy trying to fix them, because if we stop, then we're gonna get in big trouble. Like basically by my dad, and she's like, oh, he'll break your arm.
Oh. Yeah, so she's trying to protect you from that. So just show her some appreciation for everything she's looking out for. See how she responds to that.
Yeah, she likes it.
Great. What would she rather be doing with her energy inside of you if she didn't have to do this job?
she she said I'd like to maybe dance, because at first she's, oh, I don't know, I don't know what I would do. Maybe dance, relax, frolic.
Mm-hmm. And what does she need from you going forward? What does she need, or what does she need to trust you so that you can work with these younger parts?
She needs me to have strict boundaries.
Okay, does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Is that something you want to explore more now, or I don't know if that's something that just you already get it, or if you want to ask more about that and learn more about what that would look like?
Yeah, I think she's talking about, I mean, you know, all the boundaries, but especially with, you know, letting people in when my gut says not to type. I think that's, or if my gut says, you know, oh, there's danger, you know, to listen to it and not, you know, not do the people pleasing thing I've done in the past, where I might just kind of smile and laugh, or, you know, unintentionally give people the idea that it's okay to get closer, you know. Yeah, I think it's a lot of listening.
Yeah. Self-leadership.
Yeah.
Is there more you want to ask her or brainstorm with her while you have her attention?
I think she's ready to hand over the job.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, where should we go next? One idea is, if she's pointing to another part that's, for example, people pleasing, that could be a trailhead, another place to go.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, see if you can make contact with that part. Starting with where you might feel it in the body when it comes up.
I feel it on the left side of my cheek or my jaw and neck and shoulder.
And how do you feel towards it as you notice it there?
I don't like admitting it, but a little bit disgusted.
Yeah. Okay. And that disgusted part, what is its concern about this people-pleasing part?
That she should be stronger and she's weak.
Hmm? And if she takes control, what's the concern? Like what's so bad about that? If this weak part, has its say.
Then we all get hurt and have to clean up her mess.
Yeah. Okay. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Try asking the disgusted part if it would mind stepping back, giving you some space so that you can get to know the people-pleasing part a little bit.
Okay.
And see what you can learn about it.
No, sorry, there's a guy yelling for tamales. I'm just going to roll up my windows real quick.
You're asking the disgusted part if it doesn't mind stepping back so we can get to know the people-pleasing part.
Yeah, that's okay.
Great. Okay, turning back towards the people-pleasing part. If you have that curiosity about it, go ahead and ask it what it wants you to know.
She says she just wants to stay safe. And if everyone likes her, then they won't hurt her.
Mm-hmm. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Great. Show her that. And see if there's anything else she'd like to tell you about her job, maybe how long she's been doing it, how she feels about it.
Okay. She's been doing it her whole life, and she doesn't really know anything else, but it can be exhausting.
Yeah. See if you can learn more about her concerns. She talked about safety. Just see if she'd like to show you any more about what she's afraid would happen if the people weren't pleased, if they didn't like you.
Okay. Yeah, she's just showing me different, starting with my dad, of course, and then other examples of when people didn't like me and like mean things they would do or say. of course, my dad was the worst. He hated me pretty much. But, he didn't hate my sister, but he still abused her. Which is interesting because, she's not, I guess she is a people pleaser, but she's not as concerned with people liking her. That it's just coming to mind like, oh, well, that makes sense. Like he liked her and he still abused her. So,
Yeah.
And then like throughout life, interestingly, it was mostly women, who, if they didn't like me, they would be mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are all the things that this part's concerned about and wanting to protect you from.
Is that all?
I was just restating that. That's
okay.
That's what this part's trying to protect you from.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And can you show its appreciation for doing all that? Just see how it responds to that.
Okay.
Appreciation for its intention.
Yeah, she likes that.
Great. And is there another way that she would like to be spending her energy if she wasn't working so hard in this job?
Okay. Yeah, she wants to play. And interestingly, it's more like childlike. Like, she's like, maybe have a tea party, which I don't think I've ever had a tea party in my life, which is maybe why she wants to do it. But yeah, to play.
Huh. Great. Yeah, just show her those possibilities and let her show you what she's into and what she'd rather be doing.
Okay.
You could ask how old she thinks you are.
Okay. Yeah, she also thinks I'm like 15.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Update her on the current age, current year.
Okay.
And then you could ask what it is that she would need from you going forward to help her relax. And not feel like she has to take on that burden.
She just needs protection to just make sure that she stays and that we all stay safe. It's like if you can protect us from other people, then that's all she needs.
Mm-hmm. And when she says that, like, is that clear to you, or do you have other concerns, like, or other parts popping up saying like, oh no, we don't know how to do that or anything?
Yeah, it's I think it's pretty clear. I think it goes back to boundaries and listening to my gut.
Okay. So you have these two parts that we mainly talked to today, the people-pleasing part, and then this kind of overwhelmed, has to stay busy, kind of frantic part.
Yeah.
They've both pointed to boundaries, things, issues. One kind of pointing to the other, and this part saying that it just wants you to keep it safe, again, through boundaries.
Yeah.
Is there any intention you would like to set to, like, how you might work with these parts going forward, or if we were going to talk again in a week, is there anything that, a certain type of check-in or any other type of like intention you'd like to set around working with these parts, or any part?
Yeah, maybe next time we can kind of pick up and discuss or work with the part that they're protecting.
Mm-hmm. And do you have a good sense of what that part is?
Well, I guess I haven't really thought about it. I guess I was thinking of the room full of babies from last time.
I just want to point out that neither of them had mentioned that, but both of them were pointing to age 15.
Yeah.
So that would be my first guess, is that it's around there. But
Okay.
I would just check in with them and see. You could ask, like, is there another part that they feel like could use your help, or they would feel less burdened if you were able to heal or help.
Okay.
Anything?
Yeah, a couple different situations from my teenage years came to mind of when I felt really rejected and alone and betrayed.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you can always, if you can check in with these parts over the days and see if there's more clarity around that, or what your next move should be.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. I know we did things a little different today. Do you have any feedback?
Yeah, it was good. I liked it.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
And talk to you soon.
Okay.
Have a nice day.
Have a good day. You too. Bye-bye.
Do you want to help bring more self-energy to the world? If you'd like to participate in calls or help out with this project in any way, I'd love to hear your ideas. Join the Discord server or contact me at james@liveifs.com. A huge thanks to our audio engineer, Yvonne, for your care and diligence in editing the calls. To every caller for your courage in sharing some of your parts. And to anyone out there getting to know their internal system, keep going. Who knows? That might be the most selfless, helpful thing you can do for others, and you're the only one who can do it. If you'd like to see us reach the largest audience, we must please the almighty suggestion algorithms at iTunes and YouTube. and they don't care about the power of IFS. They're looking for likes and shares and comments, and the sooner the better. Follow the links in the show notes right here in your podcast player to make your wishes known. And now, a minute of meditation. Or if you prefer, pull over. You can do it in 60 seconds. Just click one of those links. They're right there, and give us a like or a 5-star rating. It would really help. If you think this project is helping people, you're helping people by sharing it. Thank you.